Stone Age Boy by Shakoti Kitamura. An amazing thing once happened to me. I was wandering in the woods when I tripped and found myself falling down. When I woke up, I was in a cold, dark place. I could see daylight in the distance and stumbled towards it. Outside, everything was different. I realized I was lost, completely lost. So I walked and walked and walked. Then, to my relief, I saw someone. A girl. She was about my age, but she didn't look like any of the girls I knew. And I don't think she looked like any of the boys she knew. She took me to her home. To meet her family, and what a family it was. They looked strange, but they were kind, and gave me some stew. I couldn't understand anything they were saying, but though I worked out my new friend's name was I must have fallen asleep. The next morning, showed me around the camp. Everyone seemed busy and had a job to do. Over the next few days, I saw so much I've never seen before. People had no knives, no knives and forks, no plastic, no metal even. Everything they had was made out of wood, stone, animal skins, or bones. I saw them making fire by striking flint stones together or turning a wooden drill. Fire is used for cooking, to keep warm, and sometimes to scare animals. Making tools. Flints are chipped, trimmed, and sharpened, and then made into knives, spearheads, and scrapers to clean animal skins. Cutting a slice out of bone, sharpening on grindstone, piercing a hole. It's a sewing needle. Using tools. Tools are used to make wood and antlers and bones into bowls, spears, and ornaments. Using a throwing stick, you can throw a spear faster and further. I had a go, but it was very difficult. Preparing and using animal skins. Skimming the deer. Sorry, that was my thumb. Scraping the hind clean. Drying it. Cutting it. Piercing holes. Sewing it together. Using skins to repair a tent. Preparing and cooking food. Cutting meat. drying meat, smoking meat, boiling soup by putting into a red hot stone into a leather bag, grilling meat, drying fish. One afternoon I went to the river. The little ones picked berries and nuts, but and I watched the men fishing. They held their pointy spears high and stood as still as trees. Then suddenly, swoosh! Their spears dropped down like lightning and came up spiking with wriggly silver fish. Suddenly, a boy ran up, shouting and pointing to the hills. At once, several people grabbed their spears and followed him. And I followed them. Slowly, we crept towards until we saw a reindeer. It was standing alone, munching on the grass. At signal, the others ran, yelling and throwing spears. It was so exciting. And I didn't have spears, but we yelled anyways. It was so exciting. A spear caught the reindeer in its side and fell to the ground. That night, we had a party to celebrate. We cooked the reindeer over a great fire, and there was music and dancing. I joined in on their guitar. As the days became weeks, and her people taught me many things. I was very happy. Then, one day, took me to a special place. We walked along until we came to the mouth of the cave. Struck flint stones together to make fire. She lit a torch and we went in. Wow! It took me a moment to realize that the animals were only paintings. In the flickering light of the torch, they looked real, as if they were running all around us. Went over to the tools and paints the artist left behind and began to draw. Suddenly, I saw something move in the darkness. What do you think it is, guys? Pause the video to discuss. Let's move on and see if you're right. It was a bear, a big, furious cave bear. I shouted at to run and turned to face with the bear with my spear. I felt very small. Suddenly, the ground gave way, and I found myself falling down. When I woke up, the bear had gone. So had The air felt different, warmer. I walked a long way calling for but I never found her. Instead, I found I was back home. When I told my family what had happened, they didn't believe me. They said I've only been gone for a few hours. I must have fallen asleep and dreamt it. Years passed, but I never forgot my friend I am an archaeologist now. That's me in my glasses. Everywhere I go, I look for past signs of and I never stop learning from her and her people. Was it a dream? Maybe. Maybe not. That's the end of the story. Hope you like it. Bye! Like, share, and subscribe.